Good evening, I should say. It's April 6th, and I didn't publicize this live. I just decided to do it kind of on the spur of the moment. Been doing some thinking today about financial wellness. Today is a day that I have some financial education training, and Saturday is my money day. I did a video earlier today, which I haven't publicized yet, about the importance of adjusting the W-4. It's an amazing way to get quick cash back into your household if you are a wage earner. But it's the spring now, and one of the things that I have done for the last couple of years is I've rearranged my own clock, and I celebrate the beginning of the new year with the dawning of spring. And it's usually right around March 21st, the spring equinox, which is also the anniversary of my father's birth. So it's a special time for me. But my mother and my grandmother always talked about the renewing of our minds and our bodies and our thoughts um, to take place in spring. So for them, the new year began with the dawning of spring. And that's a practice that I decided to adopt for myself. So for the last few months, I've been pretty quiet here on social media, just gathering my thoughts and sort of grounding myself in the season. But it is spring now, and so I want to start off this season with some things to think about. And as usual, I have written some notes. If you don't know me, I'm Sonia Falayan. I am loving living life in Mexico. I live in the Lakeside area. I have a wonderful community that we are developing here and that I've become a part of. I am a financial coach, a certified social worker, and I am actually a recovering therapist, having served over 40 years in the field. My specialty was domestic violence. I also did a lot of corporate work, employee assistance work, and a lot of my work had to do with working with impaired surgeons, doctors, airline pilots, television newscasters in the world of employee assistance. I've also done a lot of community service work, and my very first work was with the families of chemically addicted um, young people. So I've been around the block a long time, and I am formally in recovery from my therapeutic career, but I do use the knowledge base from that work in my work as a coach. I'm also a textile artist. I'm an award-winning textile artist and musician. And I'm really loving my life right now at this time and space. One of the things that I love to do is in my coaching practice, I work with women who are middle-aged women who still need to work on their finances in order to live a more intentional life that includes freedom, rest, travel, and ease. And uh, these are life-giving, affirmative ways of living that increase our lifestyle, our lifespan, give us a better quality of life, and we all should have access to that. There is a tremendous There's still a tremendous wealth gap in our communities. Black women are lagging behind in many areas for so many reasons, structural reasons, discrimination reasons. Um, Oftentimes, our families are not able to support us in what we need because we have all sorts of things going on in our community, one of which is mass incarceration. Um, Many and oftentimes that leads to the destabilization of families. Um, we have a host of things, redlining, um, some discrimination in the policies that allow us to own homes, or there's even discrimination sometimes in terms of the jobs that we can get for those of us who choose to work to work as opposed to having businesses. Um, all of these things can put us a little bit behind and make us behind the eight ball. And one of the statistics that I heard today is that 90% of Americans will not be able to survive on their uh, retirement income at age of 65. People are going to have to continue to work. One of the reasons why is they have figured out that after 40 years, the 401k system, which was a do-it-yourself retirement plan, it really hasn't been successful because most people really didn't have the financial knowledge and know-how to manage their money or to know where to put their money or how to invest it or how to make it last. Not only that, but people have had life to deal with, divorces, catastrophic divorces, job loss, recessions, uh, sick children, health crises, uh, so many things that have affected people's ability to save and invest for the long term. So, with that being said, what one of the things that I really think is very important is for us to really look at how we think about our overall health and wellness. Um, One of the research questions that I have been exploring uh, in terms of some of my schooling and practices is I wanted to know, how do Black women um, define our overall health and wellness? And what I found, to my discouragement, was that many, many, many Black women do not consider their finances as part of their overall health and wellness. And we know that our money controls everything we do. It controls where we go, where we live, how much leisure time we have, how we're able to eat, how we're able to rest. So, what I would really suggest is that all of us take a step back, and if we're not considering our financial health and wellness, now's the time. Why not make this the time to include that as part of our overall health and wellness routine? So, as usual, I've taken some notes, and so I want to share some thoughts for you to consider. And I have one, two, three, four. I came up with five or six reasons that I think we should incorporate financial wellness routines as part of our overall health and wellness. So let's just get started. As we know, Black women are the backbones of our families, our workplaces, and our communities. And oftentimes we do prioritize our financial health, our physical health. More of us are thinking about our mental health now, which I think is absolutely amazing. But it's also important for us to incorporate our financial wellness because, number one, it's important that we narrow the gender and racial wealth gap. Black women have historically been marginalized in terms of equal pay and access to financial resources, and that's resulted in a significant wealth gap compared to other groups. When we incorporate financial wellness routines, we can take charge of our financial futures, we can bridge the gap, and we can create generational wealth for our families. We begin to change the culture of how we think in our families and what information we are passing down to our children. Um, and we can be, as we begin to start encouraging more talks about money and finances and generational wealth around our tables, that is going to grow. The second thing, which is I think very important, and that is reducing financial stress. Money is one of the leading causes of stress in our lives. It is a significant factor many times in divorce. Uh, and when we can take control of our finances, we can reduce our overall stress levels. And if we can reduce our stress levels, we can improve our physical and mental health. And of course, that's going to promote our overall sense of well being. So we want to reduce financial stress because there is a psychological and mental and physical health component to that. Number three, we want to set and achieve financial goals. Financial wellness routines can help Black women identify their financial priorities, set achievable goals, and work toward them in a systematic fashion. This process can give us a sense of purpose and fulfillment, and it leads to improved mental health and overall life satisfaction. So it's really important that we sit down with ourselves and set some financial goals. What do we want to accomplish? How do we want to accomplish it? And one of the ways that we can do that is by spending an hour a week with our money. That has been a scientifically proven fact that if we spend time with our money on a regular basis, at least an hour a week, our financial situation improves as well as our outlook and our self esteem. The next thing, number 4, is building emergency funds. Financial emergencies can occur at any time. Trust me, I know I can speak to this. And having an emergency fund can help Black women deal with unexpected expenses without causing financial stress. By incorporating financial wellness routines, we can build emergency funds and secure our financial future. It's also important to know where to put your emergency fund so that you can get the best bang for your buck. There are mutual funds. There are mutual funds that you should put your emergency fund in, and there are also other funds and indexes where you put your money that you want to grow long term. These are important things to know. And as we gear ourselves up and equip ourselves with more financial information, these are practices we can employ. The last thing I want to say today is the importance of investing in ourselves. As Black women, we are often, first of all, women in general are often socialized to put others first. It is, and living under patriarchy and patriarchy rules, oftentimes the importance of women is secondary or marginalized. It's often even more so in terms of women of color, women, Hispanic women, Native American women, and certainly it is the case for Black women as well. We're often socialized to put the needs of others first, but it's really essential that we invest in ourselves. We can allocate funds toward our own personal and professional growth, self-development. It's important that we start businesses. It's important that we invest in our health, our well-being, our mental health. Many of us are just discovering the importance of therapy for the first time. We've had previous generations do the hard work for us, working through trauma. And I'm delighted to see, after over 40 years in this work, I'm delighted to see that therapy is not something we're afraid of anymore. We're really reaching out for it. And I'm honestly thrilled to see that more men, more Black women, more Black men are participating in a therapeutic relationship. These are tools that can help us to heal. And if we can heal, then we can heal our communities. And if we can heal our communities, we can heal our nation. Another way that we can invest ourselves is in further education, certifications, taking art classes, finding ways to develop the gifts and talents and skills that are within us, investing in magazines and periodicals, publications that help us learn about money. It could be hiring a coach to help us to get through some blocks that have been standing in our way. Certainly, starting a business, starting a home-based business is an amazing thing that Black women can do. And I highly recommend it for every Black woman because of the tax advantages. There are over 400 tax advantages for just having a quote unquote small business sitting in front of your computer that can save and yield literally tens of thousands of dollars in tax savings every single year. And of course, having good education so that we can invest in our retirement. So one of the things that we can do to begin to establish a financial wellness routine, number one is taking out the time. Find that hour a week to invest in your financial health. Read a magazine, read an article, invest in financial uh, tax record keeping software, uh, hire a financial coach, go over your receipts, start collecting them, put your information in a single place. If you're one of those people that keeps stuff in shoe boxes and you've got receipts everywhere, organize your information so that you can have access to it. You'll feel better. This this winter, I have had so much stuff going on. I'm embarrassed to say that I've got some receipts that I typically keep in my tax record keeping software. So my spring cleaning this year is reorganizing the information from the last few months in back into place where it belongs. I feel so much better when that is done. It's a great way to feel better, but also you're taking care of yourself. Um, Find a routine. Make your money hour a special time. Play music, light incense, purchase some flowers for your desk. Um, know that what you're doing is taking care of yourself. Just as you have a skincare routine, just as you have an exercise routine, just as you get up in the morning and walk and do your daily meditations, just as you have your prayer time, set aside some time for you to work on your money. So, the things I would say in conclusion are that financial wellness routines, are a crucial component to our overall health and wellness. And by taking control of our finances, we can improve not only our financial security, but we can reduce stress and we can build generational wealth for ourselves and our families. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Thank you.